Good morning. My name is Greg Hibbard. Welcome to the channel. Today is the 1st of March, 2025. Today we're going to do a video on how I set up my Evolve skateboard stuff, that being the electric skateboard, the clothes I wear every day, and where I keep all of my gear so that I can get good rides in. Just so you know, I go riding every day. The conditions are good enough outside. What does that mean? As long as the roads are dry. I'm from Akron, Ohio, so that means the temperatures can get below zero, and I would say no problem to that. I still go out there in weather like that. I think the coldest I've ever rode in is probably around 17 degrees below zero-ish, somewhere in there, so I'm not afraid. But we're going to talk about what I do to get prepared for rides like that. Of course, Ohio might get to 100 every now and again, like maybe once every 5 years or so, and obviously no problem to ride in those things. So anyway, let's do the breakdown. I'm going to show you the clothes, where I keep my clothes, and then I'm going to show you my board, where I keep my board. I'm going to also show you my gear, where I keep my gear, and I think what's really important with this is you're going to recognize, man, Greg does two things. Number one, he keeps all this gear very close together with one another, and I do that purposefully because I want to make sure that everything I need at the last second is right by my board. So everything is very close together, including the fact that I drop my board about 3 feet outside of the door where my board is always charging. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive into the clothes, see how I got all that worked out inside and outside. I'll show you what I mean by that here in a second. So let's flip the camera and let's start looking at things. Okay, so up here you're gonna see my headgear, glove gear, you name it, everything to keep the neck warm, face warm. I've got a pair of goggles or glasses right there. Sometimes I wear those. I've tried goggles in the past. They don't work out so well. And even in the below zero temperatures, those goggles, albeit cold, and my face still hurts, no problem, put those on and I'm still able to ride. So that's the headgear, neck, and glove area. I'm not going to go through the details on it. You see, got a lot of different gear. And by the way, I kind of go by a 10-degree change of gear idea. That means that for every 10 degrees, it gets colder or warmer. I'm either adding a layer or changing out a piece of gear that's more equipped to take on the cold as the temperatures go down. So that is, again, is the headgear and the gloves and neck protection. All right, let's go ahead and move it outside. Let me show you. This is all my riding gear for every different types of weather. You can see the pants. I tried to wear these this morning, and it was way too wet. I'm going to show you a little bit more on that. I've got a pair of wool. Long johns that I've had since 1989. They seem to do the trick, but on colder days, it's just a matter of wearing those pants and the long johns, and everything's good to go. Everything in regards to shirts and everything right there. I always do wear a hoodie sweatshirt on the colder days, which goes underneath the winter coat. Let's look at that real quick, which I usually just wear this Columbia winter coat right here, just blocks the wind. And the layers underneath this coat usually takes care of all the other weather. Is there anything else in the closet? I don't think so. All right, so let's keep it going. Okay, here's my foot gear, guys. Foot gear for me is very, very important. These are actually light-up shoes. Funny story there. My mom got me a pair of these shoes so that I could run in them because I like to run at night. I do trail running, and she knew that I needed a light, so she bought me my first pair of light-up shoes. Of course, they weren't designed for running, and but they were designed great for boarding, and I'll tell you why. They're very, very flexible. I wore out the lights on these. I've had like 3 or 4 pair of these. I wear out the lights. But I call these sex wax shoes, relating back to surfboarding and putting on the sex wax on a board. These shoes are so pliable, so bendable. And for me, anyway, it's all about the relationship between me, the board, the remote control, and of course the shoes which connect to the board. Having a good relationship between all 4 of those entities, very, very important. And these shoes are a part of that. So if you have any questions about the shoes, let me know. I actually only use the shoes on the left for the most part anymore. I wore out the pair of shoes on the right, but if I'm in a pinch and something happens to the shoes on the left, I wear those. You're going to see two different pairs of socks. We've got cold weather socks on the left. This morning it was 32 degrees, so I could wear the cold weather socks. The socks on the right are my cold weather socks, and those are designed for anything in the 20s and below. All right, so I think that manages all the stuff on the clothes. Let's go ahead and get into what you really want to see, which is the board. Let's see if I can set this camera up and get in front of it. I don't think I can. Okay, so let's look at this, guys. So here's my board set up. Number one, you'll notice I've got my connection. It's in the board, and the connection is very, very close to the board. I've got a hook. Let me show you how this works. All right, look there. So boom, unplug, right? Now look at this. When I'm going out for a ride, I've got a little hook right there. Uh-oh, look at that. Of course, that would go off now. But you can see I can hook that up, and now when I come back from my ride, when I'm smart, I grab this sucker, and it goes right back in there, and we are charging, okay? So that is the board set up, and I think, oh, here is the remote control. I don't know if you could see that or not, but it is right here. I wore out my first remote control. I'm on remote control number 2 right now, and this was replaced on the 1st of June, 2024. And that being said, my first remote, it never worked properly. I just thought that this board had crappy brakes, but it turned out to be the remote control. So if you've got that same issue of braking properly, it might be the original control, which was black in color. Let me make sure I hit all details on the board. Oh, look at this. Look at this tray. This tray is so important for me anyway. And it's catching all the water. And let me move the board so you can see all the residue. I need to clean out this pan, but I thought for this video, this will be great because you can see. It's even got a puddle of water in there from today. I tried to ride this morning, and just to see if I could get it in, but it was too wet to the point where there is a puddle of water in my Evolve skateboard dish. Watch this too. Okay, so there's a drip mark. Look at that. See those drips? Those drips came off the board as I swung it into place, because if you follow the drips, boom, I come in this door, and then a swoop, 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 and bam, put it in the pan. The pan caught the rest of the water. And I don't like to ride in the water, but I'll push it a little bit. If my ankles are wet by a certain amount of distance, then I'll turn around and stop the ride right there. You know what? I got into the board. Oh, no, we did go out in the garage. I did show you the thing. So, the next thing I want to show you were my pants, because I wanted to show you how wet they got this morning. And I only went maybe, I think you can see that stain. I think you can, right? I only went about 3/4 of a mile and took on that much water. So just obviously way too wet this morning. Guys, I think that takes care of the clothes. I think that takes care of the board. Let's go ahead and push on to all my attachments. Mainly electronics, just things on standby in case I need them. You can see I've got all my cables and everything ready to rock and roll there. I allow some stuff outside of my electric skateboard hobby in here. Just about all electronics that are associated to my house and vehicles and whatnot. But mainly, I'm going to say about 80% of this stuff is for the board. You can see I got my tools right here to work on the boards, all kinds of cables and whatnot. I'm going to show you where I keep my earphones. Maybe you saw those in the video earlier. But you can see in the back, it says Boost is up. It's got a skateboard on a wave. I bought my first electric skateboard. It came in on the 19th of May, 2017, and I haven't looked back. Every day I get on this board, it's like a mini vacation. And I love it. And I really miss the days, even if I'm out of town, I really miss the days I don't get to ride my board. My board really Sets me up for a great day. It's like taking a little vacation. It wakes up my body. My whole body reacts differently after I get on the board. It's a lot of fun. It pushes you a little bit, especially when you're riding in weather events. So for people like me, it just wakes up the body. And by the way, I'm dyslexic, and I'm convinced that it really helps me set my whole frame of mind for the day. It really helps me hyper focus for the day. It gives my eyes a really good workout, because if you're familiar with electric skateboarding, you know darn well your senses better be in the game 100%. And I think that's what ADHD and dyslexic type people really need to get plugged in and start off a good day. That being said, I don't think there's too much here to say, but look at all those extra lights. All those lights are on standby because lights go out all the time. So I went ahead and spent the big money on just having standby lights. That way when they go out, I can just grab one of those lights. Look at that, all those extra phones. Those come in a little handy from time to time. And just all the extras I got down here. I've got I don't use these very often, but I've got the wheels for the, what is that? Trail riding and stuff like that. I tried those wheels on the road when I first got the board, but I like road wheels more. So that takes care of the extras. Is there anything else? I want to show you my light show, okay, just to give you an idea. So when it comes to lights, I'm not even fooling around. And I can remember when I started riding early on, which, by the way, I ride early in the morning. What do I mean by that? I'm going to be on the road sometimes 4 in the morning, sometimes, but usually around 5, early 5 o'clock, and it's dark. Most days it's dark in Akron, Ohio at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. So I was riding out when I first started doing this. I had like 1, maybe 2 lights on at that particular time. I was riding, one of the lights went out. Now I've only got 1 light. You know, I might have had 1 in the back. In this story, I think I only had 1 light in the back. I was approaching a car, which one of the reasons why I ride early in the morning is because traffic, right? So I always want to avoid traffic, because the way I always look at it, the car's going to win, right? I'm not going to get grouchy about cars getting in my way, so on and so forth. I'm always in the way is my philosophy when I ride, and the best time to ride with getting less cars is in the morning. So that's what I do. I'll take you out on some rides going forward. But anyway, this particular morning, I saw a car. So I went to the side of the road, but I kept on rolling. And the car didn't stop. The car did stay stopped. And I actually went up to the driver, got my attention, and said, "Hey, man, I couldn't see you." And like, when I processed that, I understood what he said. So I started a whole different light show once that gentleman had said that to me, because I understood what he was saying. It's like, man, I could have killed you, and it's because I couldn't see you. So my thought was, let's make sure these people can see me from now on. So let me show you what I did to make sure that that happened. Let's look. All right, number 1, all my helmets have lights. And usually I'll do the flash. Oh, I thought you were in. Usually I'll do the flash. I'm going to turn that off because I know that's annoying. So there's light number 1. Here's my standby helmet. That light's out, so I need to replace that light. But it was wintertime. That's my wintertime hat or helmet, so that's why I've got that. My board has 2 lights. Boom. Let me get down here. Boom. Okay, so that's a total of 3 lights on my body at this time. Let's go ahead and step out in the garage. It's got lighter out. I've got light there on my pocket, and I got another light on my back pocket. So it looks like I'm sporting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. Oh, I forgot 2 of my favorite lights. Let's go to the shoes. That's right, we got lights on our shoes. So boom, there's number 1, and boom, there is number 2. So we've got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are sporting 7 lights while we are going on rides so people can see us and we don't get hit by cars. All right, guys, I'm sure I forgot some details, but that gives you a quick run through of my setup. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, give me a shout. Hope you guys like this video. See, oh yeah, by the way, please hit the like, because I like to get likes. It gives me that little bit of a endorphin boost and whatnot. I hope this video is somewhat helpful. I don't know what kind of community that the Evolve skateboard world has, but let's give it a shot. All right, guys, have a good day. See ya.